All right. So, hello. This next week is General Conference. So, I'm actually going to do something a little bit different this week. I'm going to skip ahead. So, next week is General Conference. The following week is Easter. And then the next week's reading is Mosiah. And it's about King Benjamin. But I want to talk about something that I think will apply to us before General Conference. It's going to be in Mosiah chapter 2. This is a story about King Benjamin. He's getting old in his age. He lives among the Nephites. And as he's getting older, he decides that he wants to talk to everyone. So I'm going to actually read some of the scriptures in chapter 2. I'm going to jump around and I'm going to change some of the words so that they apply a little bit to us. So I'm going to start in the middle of verse 1. It says that he makes a proclamation throughout all the land, and the people gathered themselves together throughout all the land that they might go up to the temple to hear the words which King Benjamin should speak unto them. And it came to pass that when they came up to the temple, when they gathered together to the conference center, they pitched their tents round about, every man according to his family, consisting of his wife and his sons and his daughters and their daughters, from the eldest down to the youngest, every family being separate one from another. This conference, we are all separate from one another. We're all in our individual family units watching this at home. None of us are in the conference center. And the next verse says, they pitched their tents round about the temple, every man having his tent with the door thereof towards the temple. So they all gathered together and they had their tents and they faced towards the temple where King Benjamin was going to speak from. And so if you want to get really creative and you get permission from your parents, you can possibly build a fort and have it face the TV as you watch General Conference and have the door pointed towards the TV. Continuing on, it says, thereby they might remain in their tents and hear the words which King Benjamin should speak unto them. So we're going to remain in our homes, but be able to hear the words that the prophet speaks to us this next week. For the multitude being so great that King Benjamin could not teach them all within the walls of the temple. We have such a big worldwide church that we can't all fit in the conference center, even if things were normal. So King Benjamin, therefore he caused a tower to be erected, that thereby his people might hear the words which he should speak unto them. With modern technology, we don't need to build a tower for everyone to be able to hear the prophet's voice. And then the next verse says, it came to pass that he began to speak unto his people from the tower, and they could not all hear his words because of the greatness of the multitude. And therefore he caused that the words which he spake should be written and sent forth among those that were not under the sound of his voice, that they might also receive his words. So with modern technology, everyone can pretty much hear who's able to hear and turn on the TV because the microphones pick it up and send it to our TV. So no one can't hear or be able to participate, but we still write down the words for any who want to go back and review it. So I just wanted to read that story. It's coming up in our scripture study. When I served a mission, my companion pointed this out to me and she said, this is kind of like the first general conference, and it's right here in the Book of Mormon. So since it's about prophets and general conference, we want to listen to the prophets and hear what they have to say. That's the whole point of pitching their tents towards the prophet so that they could focus on the prophet and hear what he had to say. So I want to sing a song called Follow the Prophet, which I think most of you at least know the chorus to. But I want to do a few different verses that you might not be familiar with. Two of the verses were published in The Friend back in June 2001. The first verse is about Nephi. I'll go ahead and read them real quick so that you're somewhat familiar with them, but then we'll put up some pictures with the words on them so that you can follow along a little bit easier. So the first verse is about Nephi. It says, Nephi was a prophet, tried to get the plates. He dressed up as Laban by the city gates. With his brothers waiting, Nephi went inside. He knew God would help him and with him abide. The next verse is about Joseph Smith. It says, Joseph was a prophet, first one in our day. He saw God in Jesus when he went to pray. He prayed with great faith to know which church was true. Jesus said to join none, truth shall come through you. This general conference, we've been told, is going to be a special conference about the restoration. So I wanted to do those two verses, one from the Book of Mormon and one about Joseph Smith, who restored the church. And we're celebrating that this spring. And then the last verse is from the original song. So some of you may know it. It's the last verse in that one. And it says, "Now we have a world where people are confused. If you don't believe it, go and watch the news. We can get direction all along our way. If we heed the prophets, follow what they say." And that is especially true right now. There's a lot of crazy things happening. But if we listen to the prophets, then we will know what to do. So let's go ahead and sing this song and go ahead and sing along with me. Nephi was a prophet, tried to get the plates. He dressed up as Laban by the city gates. With his brothers waiting, Nephi went inside. He knew God would help him and with him abide. Follow the prophet, follow the prophet, follow the prophet, don't go astray. Follow the prophet, follow the prophet, follow the prophet, he knows the way. Joseph was a prophet, first one in our day. He saw God in Jesus when he went to pray. He prayed with great faith to know which church was true. Jesus said to join none, truth shall come through you. Follow the prophet, follow the prophet, follow the prophet, don't go astray. Follow the prophet, follow the prophet, follow the prophet, he knows the way. Now we have a world where people are confused. If you don't believe it, go and watch the news. We can get direction all along our way. If we heed the prophets, follow what they say. Follow the prophet, follow the prophet, follow the prophet, don't go astray. Follow the prophet, follow the prophet, follow the prophet, he knows the way. All right, so this week with General Conference coming up, I want you to think about the things that we've learned so far in the Book of Mormon, and think about Joseph Smith and restoring the church. And most especially, I want you to pay attention to what the prophet says. And if you can write down, maybe with the help of your parent, but write down something that the prophet says that we should do or something that we should remember. But write down something you get from the prophet and have your parents send it to me. And then we'll come up with some type of treat when we finally see each other again. So enjoy General Conference this week, and I love you all. Miss you.